Okay, guys, it is finally happening. I have some amazing news to share with you guys. Welcome to my Nueva Vida. Nueva Vida is my very first collaboration palette with none other than Gourmande girls. Oh my goodness, guys. This palette has been in the making for about a year and a half now. And you guys truly inspired this palette. To know what Nueva Vida means, and of course, this is new life in Spanish. I am Hispanic, by the way, for those of you that may not know. But Nueva Vida represents my new life right now as we speak. So, you guys know I recently went through a career change last year. I was an educator for over 18 years, and while I loved what I did, I felt my time had come to an end. I felt it in my bones that it was just time to move on, see what else is out there. My plans were to just focus on my YouTube channel full time, but God had other plans. And 5 months later, I have this amazing career at one of the largest local family owned businesses here in South Texas, where I live. And the opportunities that have come my way, not just because of YouTube, but because of you guys giving me a voice, giving me a platform, being with me day in, day out, watching, commenting, liking, you guys have truly given me a new life that I never thought was possible. So this Nueva Vida palette is all dedicated to every one of you. Those of you who may have been with me since the very beginning. I've been on YouTube for about 4.5 years now. And to my more recent family members who have just joined our community here, thank you guys so, so much for believing in me and for just sharing in this beauty makeup journey. I love sharing with you guys. I love seeing your comments, but most of all, I love making you guys happy. I love making what seems really stressful and what might be really stressful parts of your day when you get to unwind and you choose to unwind with one of my videos. That just brings so much joy to me that I can help you forget about all of the stresses of life and just focus on the makeup, the fun stuff. So let me introduce you to Nueva Vida. You'll see there's some leaves here on the cover. I do need to give a shout out to Angela Doodles by the Bunny for helping me design this cover art. I love the ombre effect. We have the Gourmande Girls logo here at the top and my Steff'S Beauty Stash logo, which Angela also helped me design down here at the bottom. But I wanted to put leaves on the palette because it's turning over a new leaf. It's new life. And when I thought about the name of this palette, I was driving to work. The sun was coming up. This was still when I was a teacher. This was about March or April of last year, when I was still struggling of whether I was going to retire or just keep on going. This just popped into my head and I said, you know what? This is going to be the name of my palette. And that was pretty much the time when I cemented my decision on I'm going to leave behind my career of 18 years in education to move on and see what else is out there. So now enough talking. Let's dive into this palette. Now this is going to be a 14 pan color story. You do get a mirror and my logo is right here on the mirror as well. Look at all of the beautiful colors. Now I have to tell you, in looking at my monitor over here, the lighting, the monitor does not do some of these shades justice. This right here might be coming across to you as a very pale orange. This is a neon orange. So I'm not sure why the camera is not picking that vibrancy up. This one looks true to color. It's more of a neon green, but I would say this is a shade that looks totally off in my monitor on the camera. But when you get it home, you're going to see the vibrancy of these colors. Now, back in 2022, I think it was the fall of 2022, I was inspired by my friend Smithy Sunny, who did a, if I could have my own palette, what shades would I include? And I'm going to insert a photo of that here. So I took inspiration from that because you all gave me some really good feedback. You said, Steph, if you made that palette, I would definitely buy it. So shortly after seeing that video, Christina, the owner of Gourmande Girls, reached out to me and she said, I like what you did. Why don't we collab on a palette? And this was back in August, September of 2022. I said, yeah, let's go for it. This is my very first time that I've collabed with anybody, and I couldn't think of a better brand, a better fit for me and for Christina. And I'm just so excited. And it's because of you guys. You all gave me that encouragement, and Nueva Vida was born. There were some little changes along the way. We made some minor changes to my initial color story. My initial color story had 16 shadows and it had a deeper green in it. But with the help of Christina and also with the help of Angela, aka Doodles by the Bunny, we were able to kind of just change just a couple shades here and there to curate something that I think is going to be just a breath of fresh air, so much fun. That's what I want you to think about. That's what I want you to have. Fun and happiness and joy when you're using this palette. I kind of just want you all to zone out, go to your happy place, and just mix and match all the shades. You guys know I love mixing and matching colorful shadows together. And this look that I have on, almost an all matte look, if you can believe it. I am going to do a quick tutorial towards the end of the video on how I achieved this look. So now what I want to do is I want to go through each shade, and I'm going to show you a close-up of each shade, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the shade name represents and what you can expect from each of these 14 shades. So we're going to start with this first shade right here, and this shade is called the Convertible. Now, the Convertible represents my Infinity convertible that I had for, gosh, 9 years. I recently sold it. Well, when I say recently, I mean last year. And it was a hard thing to sell. No, it wasn't last year. It was in 2022 when I sold it. Gosh, it feels like it was just yesterday. But I loved that car to pieces, and I knew I had to make a shade representing that car because I worked so hard to be able to afford that vehicle, and I loved it. I wouldn't drive it every day. It was my weekend car. I would drive a little Nissan Sentra back and forth to work. I was commuting to work about 20-30 minutes with construction every day when I was teaching. So obviously I didn't want to bang up my good car. I just rather have, you know, a more inexpensive car and use that as my commuter vehicle. But the shade Convertible, which is this beautiful white satin shade, I knew this definitely had to be included in the palette because it represents 9 years of hard blood, sweat, and tears. And I think about my car all the time. I will get another convertible, but later on when I have more time to devote to it. But yeah, if you like a white pearlescent shade, then this is definitely going to be a shade for you. I've been loving this in the inner corner as a brow bone highlight and even on the lid. So before I continue with the other shades, I need to make this reference, and I know some of you know this already, but I love the beach. I love the ocean. Every summer, I take a beach vacation. So, beach is very important for me. So, you're going to hear and see a lot of beach references in this palette. The next shade is this beautiful blue shade. This is going to be a multi-chrome that is going to be blue, pink, and purple. And this shade is called Vacay All Day. How many of us don't want to be on that eternal beach vacation? I know I do. I travel to a different beach, a different country every summer, and the water is always gorgeous, crystal clear, that swimming pool water, and that is what Vacay All Day represents. So this next shade right here is for my mom, and it's called Aurora. That is her name. And you'll notice it has the little breast cancer ribbon press in it, and that's because my mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and it's like a light peachy shade. This is a matte shade. This is going to be a nice transition shade. You might even want to do this on the inner corner as an inner corner highlight, but this is going to be a nice transition for some of like the pink and the brown and some of the other tones that are in this palette. Next, we're going to go to this baby blue shade, which I am currently wearing. This is going to be another matte shade. And of course, I had to give reference to H2O water. You guys know I always sign off all of my videos with drink your water, and I have my water right here with me. I am never without a water bottle or a water jug. I think it is so important for us to drink as much water as we can. I used to drink about a gallon a day when I was, working out regularly, but now that I haven't been able to work out regularly, I drink at least half a gallon of water a day. So that is something that's never going to change. That's been ingrained, instilled in me. And I believe that's what's kept me healthy all these years, and also kept, my skin looking good and looking hydrated. Let's move on to the next shade over here. This is going to be a medium toned purple matte shade. This shade is extra special. This shade is called Dr. Farr, and it's called Dr. Farr for 2 reasons. Back in 1999 to 2000, I was crowned Miss Farr, which is the city that I live in. I was the queen of my city for a year. And then in 2019, I got my doctoral degree in educational leadership. So at work, and when I mean at work, I mean when I was teaching, some of the guys started calling me Dr. Farr. They would call me Miss Farr, but then they started calling me Dr. Farr. So this is a nod to my teaching days, my friends at the school that I used to work at. When they see this video, they'll know exactly what this means. But this represents 2 very special moments in my life when I was chosen to represent my city proudly, a city that I still live in, and also when I finally completed my education. And for those of you that don't know, I have collected all 4 degrees: an associate's, a bachelor's, a master's, and a doctorate, numerous certificates in between. I don't know what else there is for me to learn, but you know what? I never stopped learning. You always have to remain coachable. You always have to be willing to learn. All right, I couldn't make a palette without including a green shadow. So this gorgeous green shimmer shade is called Island Time. Now, Island Time is going to be, and I want to make sure I get everything right in my notes. Island Time is a green duochrome, and this is so yummy good. This is going to have a little bit of green blue reflect to it, and I absolutely love it. how could I not include a green shadow in here? And I love that it's a duochrome. To complete the top row, we have this beautiful pink matte shade. The shade is called Keep Moving. And I named it Keep Moving because this is what has kept me moving on YouTube. And YouTube is not the easiest platform to grow on overnight. There's a lot of discouragement that can come from pumping out video after video, updating your equipment, trying new things, and your subscriber count, your view count is just not getting there. You have to keep going. You have to keep moving. You have to stay in your lane, win or run your own race. Forget about what everybody else is doing and focus on what you're doing and what your audience wants to see. And in life, we have to keep going. I never let myself get down. Do I have moments that I get down? Sure, but they don't last long. They don't last long at all. A day at the most. I always have to keep looking forward, moving forward. It's not easy to do. It is something you have to train yourself to do. But I promise you, if you keep moving, you keep blocking out that negativity, you keep running your own race, you are going to get to your finish line, whatever that looks like. And that's what this shade represents. So next we're going to come to this lilac purple shade, and this is a matte shade. This shade is called Dreamer. Now I'm a Pisces. Pisces by nature, we're dreamers. And I've always been a dreamer. I've always just dreamt maybe the impossible, but that I've maybe made possible or close to making possible. But I'm a dreamer. I love to think above and beyond. I love to think of what could be. Sometimes my dreams are not realistic, but sometimes I get what I need. It's like that Rolling Stones song. You can't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need. And that's kind of what this shade represents to me. I love to dream. I love to dream big. Do all my dreams come true? No, and that's okay. But it's always good to have a dream in your heart and a dream in your soul as you're moving forward, because that's another thing, going back to the previous shade, that's going to help you keep growing and keep moving. Now, the next shade that we have here, this shade is called Blessed. And Blessed is a multi-chrome, and it's going to have more of a purple, orange, and pink shift to it. And let me just go ahead, and you can see that there. It's all of these shades, especially the shimmers, are very buttery and smooth. And I'm hoping when I'm showing you guys these more up close swatches, you guys are getting a better idea of how, the shifts are looking. Because right here in front of all these studio lights, I feel like it's kind of washed out. But Blessed is definitely what I've been in my life, especially more recently with so many things that have been going on. I believe that God is just guiding my path, and I am blessed beyond measure. How can I describe this? I have everything that I need. I have a lot of things that I want. I am able to give to those that are in need. I am blessed. I am blessed with my job. I am blessed with this YouTube channel. I am blessed to have you all here. I am blessed with good family and friends. And, we have to remember those things. We have to remember our blessings. We have to count them, and we have to be grateful for them. So this next shade is called Weekend Vibes. Who doesn't love Weekend Vibes? And this is a matte neon green shade. Again, very buttery, buttery smooth shadow. I'm going to recommend that for the orange and the green, if you can use a white base to really make them pop, that's going to be the best way to go. But I'm all about the weekend, especially right now when my days during the week have become longer. I really need the weekends to recover. And when I think weekend vibes, I think being outdoors in my jacuzzi. I think spending time at the island, spending time, at a restaurant, outdoors, hanging out with friends, just enjoying life, just enjoying the weekend. And I love, you guys know, green, one of my favorite colors. I could have done an all green palette if they would have let me, but this neon green, love it. But I do recommend a white base for it. So this next shade right here is called New Life, and New Life is going to be an orange pink duochrome shade. So New Life is the translation in English to Nueva Vida. And New Life is definitely what I'm living right now with this new job, this new career that I have. I mean, I am living, my life has done a total 180. I can't even express, I can't even put it into words just how much my life has changed in these last 3.5, 4 months that I've been at my new job. All of the amazing people that I've had the privilege of meeting, all the things that I'm learning. There's just so much growth happening in me up here too, especially because we never know it all. We never know it all. We need to always keep learning and be open to learning. And YouTube and you guys again have given me this platform just to have a new life and new opportunities to come my way, opportunities that I never thought I was ever going to get. I never thought, it was hard. I never thought outside of my 4 white walls in my classroom that I lived in for 18 years, no window. It's amazing when you take leaps of faith. I'll tell you that. And if you're on the cusp of making a change, if you are looking to change your life, the best advice I can say is just do it. Go for it. God will guide you along the way. All right, so now we get to this fun orange shade that's not, at least on my camera, not popping up neon orange, but this is a neon orange matte. This shade is called Que Padre, and it's called Que Padre because of a saying. That's just a saying that we have down here in the Rio Grande Valley. It means, oh, how nice, how cute, or how great, And then our island is called South Padre Island. So yeah, you kind of get that. You'll see that reference over there if you ever visit our beach, which is very nice, by the way, best beach in Texas. But I love that saying, Que Padre. It was a saying that we used to say often when I was a teacher amongst my friends group. We'd always reference Que Padre when somebody was maybe doing something nice. They got to leave early. They got to take extra time off of work. Ah, Que Padre. Like they got to do that and we're stuck here type of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I love a good orange. I love an orange paired with a blue. I mean, orange with purple. I definitely had to include this shade and that shade name in this palette. So now we have 2 special shades left, and Cooper is a matte blue shadow. And Cooper is named after my mom's cat. Cooper is about 8 years old already, but Cooper was born here outside my house years ago from one of my cats that I had outdoors that I would take care of. Her name was Grayling. And so he is the final child, the final kitten The final tie that we have from my cat Grayling, who passed, oh, a number of years ago. I would say she passed about 4 or 5 years ago. But Cooper is my mom's cat. He is adorable. He's a rascal. He's a handful. Just like sister over here ringing her bell. But I had to name a shade, of course, after Cooper. And last but certainly not least is the light of my life. The only one right here, Buster. Buster was my cat, and this is a matte brown, kind of blackish gray shade. Buster was my cat for over 18 years. She was the light of my life. Buster passed on January the 4th of 2022. And hold on, sister. Wait a minute. Sister likes to knock down my water bottles. Let me take her off the table before she knocks some more stuff down. Come on, sister, say hello. Hi. There she is. But Buster was my life. I took care of her in her twilight years because she did end up getting sick. She had really bad rheumatoid arthritis, and then the last few months of her life, she did develop was it kidney cancer, cancer of the liver. So it was very, I waited for her to tell me, and thank God she did, but I waited for her to tell me when she was ready to go, and she did tell me. And that was the hardest phone call I had to make to the vet, to say, I need to schedule, an appointment to have my cat put to sleep, because this was the end of her road. So she made it to her 18th birthday, which was January 1st, 2022. And then she passed on January 4th of 2022. So, of course, Buster had to be included. This was the first shade, believe it or not, that I created for this palette and that I knew I wanted in this palette. So, this is my Nueva Vida, guys. These are all the shades and the names that represent what teaching gave me, 18 years of teaching gave me, what 4.5 years on YouTube has given me, what all of you guys have given me, and what my new career has given me, a Nueva Vida. And if you guys love this palette, you all will be able to pick it up on Friday, March the 8th, which is 2 days after my birthday. My birthday is March the 6th. It'll be available on the Gourmande Girls website at 11 a.m. CST. My affiliate code Steph will save you 10% off of your order, and this palette is going to retail for $52.99. I am going to be doing this look. I will show you this look. I'm going to set it to music so that way this video is not a million years long. Thank you guys so much for all of your inspiration, your support, your love along the way. This is Nueva Vida, and I cannot believe I am finally being able to share it with you guys. It's been a labor of love for me and Christina and Gourmande Girls, and I am just so happy and so pleased, and I cannot wait to see those of you who order this palette, all of the looks that you're going to create. Please tag me on Instagram at Steff's Beauty Stash and let me know your thoughts. A lot of you have always told me, Steph, when are you going to collab? Or Steph, who would be your dream collab? And Of course, I couldn't say anything because I knew this was in the works, but here it is, guys. Here it is. Welcome to my Nueva Vida. Welcome to our Nueva Vida, because I know a lot of you're going to be making some changes this year, and I wish you all nothing but the best. Love, happiness, peace, and joy. Follow your heart. Get your, family's advice, but at the end of the day, do what your gut instinct tells you and just pray about it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of this color story. And with that, guys, we wrap up today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Let me get sister here. You guys have a great day or night, wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated. Drink your water. Sister says drink your water. And I'm going to be seeing you guys very soon with more looks with the Nueva Vida palette. Bye, guys.